Hey guys, it's Spilly and welcome back to Spill Sesh. So last week we talked about Colleen Ballinger, who is Miranda Sings. If you guys didn't watch that video, it is a lengthy video, but it goes into detail about how all of this drama started, and I do encourage you to please watch that video before you watch this one. To catch you guys up to speed or give you a quick recap, longtime Miranda Sings and Colleen Ballinger fan Adam McIntyre created a video titled Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying. He is 17 now, they've been friends since he was 13. She gave him private details about her divorce. She had sent him lingerie, and it was in a funny way, not any type of other way. Guys, don't get it twisted. Still inappropriate. Big scandal happened when he started giving her content ideas for tweets and things. She was going to hire him as a social media intern. He also said she approved everything before he posted it, and one of those was the tweet that she got called out for queer baiting because she said she was going to be coming out. She ended up coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan. She ended up deleting those tweets, apologizing, and she was very upset that she was getting called out. She said she would never post anything like that, basically kind of telling Adam, hey, I wouldn't post anything like that. He felt like she was blaming him. In turn, he felt hurt, felt like he lost a friend. He said that she ghosted him, which we will get into and talk about. Now, I do have to say, I've been watching Colleen for a very long time, and I don't dislike her, and I'm not a stan. So I think that, you should know I'm going into this being as truly non-biased as possible. I mean, my mom loves her videos. We talk about it all the time. Her baby is the cutest thing ever. I'm not trying to come from a place of maliciousness. I just think that some things do need to be addressed, and if she is not talking about it out of respect for not wanting to send any more hate to Adam, I completely understand. But at the same time, I do think that there is a way to talk about things without bringing more hate to Adam. He is getting a lot of hate because things are coming out. People are saying he's lying. And at the same time, people are upset that Colleen isn't addressing the situation, especially the things that are, her sending a bra to a 13-year-old, whether or not he wanted to get this lingerie or not. I think that was just not the best look for her as an adult, even if he wanted it and he was just getting a piece of clothing from one of his favorite YouTubers. As much as it's harmless, I do think she could just come out and say, hey, I didn't mean any type of nastiness when I sent that. I didn't realize how bad it looked or anything like that. Plus, all of that was before she was even a mom herself, so I don't think she even thought about a parent's perspective in that whole situation. But I do have to say that I know a lot of people were hating on Cody for her video. If you guys didn't see it, she defended Colleen because she had talked to Colleen about the situation. Colleen told her that she couldn't show any of the evidence that she had showed Cody, and some of the evidence did seem as though some of the things Adam were saying were not true, or at least told a little differently than they happened. I just wanted to come out and say that because I know Cody got a lot of hate. A lot of people were saying that she was biased, she was manipulated by Colleen, all this stuff. Cody is a big fan of Colleen, so I understand why people probably were second guessing whether or not she was saying the truth or not when she was saying that Adam was lying and that Colleen showed her proof. But you guys, I'm telling you from a non-bias, I'm not a Colleen fan, I'm not an Adam fan, I'm really playing the middleman here. I swear to you guys, Cody is not lying, and she really did get messages from Colleen that do say that she is trying to just not give any more hate to Adam, and that, she did not ghost Adam. She knows she has a big platform, and if she comes out and talks about him, she knows there will be a lot of hate generated towards him, and a lot of people saying, how dare you, bring Colleen into a situation, she's unproblematic, all this stuff. But I do have a big problem with the fact that she is kind of just ignoring and acting like there's nothing wrong. I understand she doesn't want to bring more hate, but there are things she can address without bringing any malicious intent into the situation. She doesn't have to say anything negative about Adam while still defending herself, saying, I didn't know any better, I wasn't a mom then, I shouldn't have done some things, I shouldn't have talked to him about my personal life, I have friends of my own, if I wanted to talk about my divorce I could have done it at a therapist's office, I could have gone to my best friends, I didn't need to do that over the internet. But who knows, maybe, she's not talking about that because she personally didn't see anything wrong with it. She still doesn't see anything wrong with it. Reading a lot of stuff about her divorce is messy, and I'm not going to go there, but I'm just saying, if she was trying to convince her fans to stay by her side and not go to her ex's side, that's not gonna sit right with me. I think she should address at least some of the things. She doesn't have to come out and say, hey, Adam was exaggerating the truth, Adam said this. Just come out and say, hey, I know what's going on. I don't want to speak on it because I don't want to bring any more hate to Adam. I just want everybody to know that, I am sorry for looking a certain way. That was never my intention. That could easily just clear up a lot of the hate that she's getting. Every single vlog she's posting, every single tweet she's posting seems so, not phony, I don't want to be mean, but it just seems a little strange because we see that this drama is happening. We see that this is going on, and that video, came out basically exposing kind of the way that she acts behind the scenes. And now there's like this whole other persona being drawn of her, and for her not to address that, it does feel inauthentic. It feels a little weird when I'm watching her videos and seeing her be happy. It doesn't feel natural. I don't know how to perfectly describe it, but that's just how I'm feeling. There are a lot of things that are coming out about Colleen's, not past, but personality, things that she has done or said that really do kind of add to Adam's story. I know a lot of people are big fans of Colleen and want to call him a liar and make up all this stuff. And truthfully, Adam was a Colleen stan. Like, he went on tour to support her. He had her merch. He loves Colleen. And I think the last thing he would have wanted to do was make this video to get clout, because personally, he has not been on the internet since he made this video. And anyone looking to get clout from exposing someone would be active on Twitter, on Instagram, and just, I don't know, trying to gain as much popularity while they're hot. And Adam hasn't done that. I really do feel like this entire situation, whether or not the messages from Colleen when he was writing tweets and the whole scandal went out about coming out, whether or not that was as big of a deal as he made it seem, I think that at the end of the day, the way that she was talking to him and the way that, she didn't really trust him as much anymore after tweeting that and making him feel like it was his fault that she got into a scandal and that she would never tweet anything like that, I think that kind of sparked something within him to think, hey, you know what? I think she's really in this for herself. She really only cares about her business and not really our friendship. And I think he realized that they weren't really as close or as friends as he thought they were. And I think that's what sparked the entire video. I don't think it was out of clout. I think he just realized that she was only talking to him because she was getting something out of him, and he snapped when she wasn't as appreciative as maybe he thought she should have been, or as supportive of him as he thought she should have been. And yeah, that's maybe him misinterpreting the friendship. Maybe that's him getting manipulated and then finally coming to realize what the actual situation of their friendship was. And yes, maybe him adding that they talked about the divorce and the lingerie, stuff that wasn't very necessary to the coming out, blaming the things that he felt. But I feel like these are emotions bottled up that he held in and felt as though he needed to come out and say them because he knew that whatever friendship they had developed was just not right. And I think this is a perfect example of, you cannot hire young fans to work for you, or you cannot use young fans to manipulate or anything. I think it's cute that you want to talk to your fans and it's so nice to interact with them, but this is a little too much. And maybe it's a lesson to not only Colleen, but to everyone, just to be careful with what you're saying to certain people and just be aware of people's ages and how they can take things, because maybe she wasn't trying to blame him or make him feel guilty, but that's how he felt. He's still young. A lot of people want to say 17 is old and he should know better, but it's still a child in a court's opinion. I do want to say that some crazy stuff that I have discovered, I've seen someone tweet about this, And I did not know this, so I'm thinking maybe, some people do know about this, but I was pretty shocked when I found this out because I feel like it really discredits a lot of the people saying that Colleen would never do something like that. She would never approve something like that. There wasn't exact proof that she really did approve those messages, even though he did say coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan. There wasn't any real proof that she had approved those exact tweets. But somebody posted and they kind of clocked her by including her own messages. This actually isn't the first time Colleen has ever queerbaited. This is something that has happened in the past. The Meghan Trainor coming out video and the tweets weren't the first time she's ever used like an image or a thumbnail to queerbait. She's apparently had thumbnails in the past where she is saying she's coming out of the closet, I'm in love with a woman, I'm a little bit gay. These are things that she has done before, despite saying to Adam in their messages, quote, I would never post something like that, and now everyone thinks I'm homophobic. I've never really seen this before. I have seen that, she is best friends with Corey, and she has a whole video talking about how hard it was for him to come out and how emotional it was. I know that from those videos, she understands how hard it is for people to come out, but it's confusing that she has made stuff like this in the past and is saying to Adam that she would never post something like this and that people think she's homophobic and that she's nervous and scared by all this stuff. I mean, it's clear she's not homophobic, but it's clear that maybe she didn't understand how hurtful some of these statements would be. Just because she has a best friend that is gay and that has had struggles coming out doesn't mean that she gets a hall pass to make these jokes. And, maybe it's not Adam's fault for coming up with that idea because, she is his favorite YouTuber, and that if he has seen her post stuff like this in the past, that means that, of course he would come up with similar ideas. He wants her to keep the same image, the same look, keep along the same lines of jokes and things. But maybe this is a lesson, again, for Colleen to realize you can't make these kind of jokes, regardless of who your friends are and what your friends have been through. Now listen, I do watch some of her videos, and I do know that Colleen does try very hard not to offend people. She doesn't want to say the wrong thing a lot of the time. It gets confusing when she's doing Miranda because I feel like her judgment is a little bit off because she goes into comedian standpoint, where comedians run the line a little bit, where they're trying to be offensive without being too offensive. The line is kind of messy right now in this day and age. Jokes aren't sliding like they were back then, and she's even talked about it's harder to be Miranda now. Maybe that is a sign that she needs to shift the way Miranda's comedy is, because she's known for offensive jokes and things can be funny without being offensive. I do know that Colleen on her own personal channel tries to be as unproblematic as possible. She's always watching what she says. She's always apologizing for the smallest things. She's always making sure she gives some type of preface before she says something so that she knows she's not judging other people. I get it. I watch her videos. I see she doesn't want to be problematic, but I definitely do see that things are coming out about her and the way that she acts behind the scenes that are a little concerning. The manipulation people are accusing her of with Adam, and the way that, he's saying she's interacting with fans, it doesn't sit right with me. I think that Colleen on the internet and Colleen in real life are kind of where I'm getting a little tripped up. Hearing about the way that she's talking to Adam, I'm like, this is really weird. I just feel like there's kind of manipulation here. Her and her friend Corey seem, from what Adam has said, that they were talking bad about him in group chats, speculating that he was running a hate account against Colleen, which obviously led him to getting hate from people in those group chats, or people harassing him asking what happened, which is ultimately why he made the video to begin with. Corey blocked Adam, which means, him and Colleen obviously had to have talked at home about him because they lived together. So they were talking about the situation. I can't imagine that if they were saying nice things about him, that Corey would have blocked him. And there is even a clip of Shane Dawson going on a TV show interview where he says some things about Colleen's personality that really stand out to me.
Colleen is the best because she needs 10 of these fans. She is the most hateful, shadiest. I love her. Like, whenever we hang out, literally the first words out of her mouth are, okay, like, what do you got? Who do you hate? Who's next? Like, just going in on everybody. I love it. Oh, you gotta get her on here.
making it seem like behind the scenes she does like to dish some dirt. I mean, she is friends with Trisha at the end of the day too, which also has me like, I'm sure she's got a little mean girl side to her and that she likes to gossip. And listen, we're all human beings, and I get it that if you don't like someone, you're probably going to talk bad about them. And if you're with your friend, you feel like you're in a safe place, you can talk about them. But when you bring that in another level, when you're famous and you are talking about this person publicly on the internet, or your friend is speaking on your behalf, it becomes troubled. And I just don't think that you should ever publicize speaking poorly about someone that really does like you and or tried to work for you. To know that Corey, who lives with her best friend, is talking poorly about a fan on a group chat, a Colleen group chat, it's like, what are they saying at home about other fans? Like, why are you talking bad about fans? People that like you? It's just, don't publicize that, I guess. Like, that's not okay. And then to hear Shane do an interview from a while ago, I remember this, but I just never really thought about it deeply until now. And I was like, dang, like, does she do this all the time? Not just about Adam? Like, who else has she talked bad about? Not even just like YouTubers in general, but like, has she talked bad about other fans? That's hurtful. It's confusing. And I think she does need to come out and address some things. If she is ignoring this situation out of the goodness of her own heart to protect Adam, she should just come out and say, hey, this is being dealt with privately. Anything small, I feel, you know what I mean? It would really help her out. I read this comment on Cody's video that someone said, it's weird that she's saying she can't talk about it, but she's willing to talk about it with you. I feel as though that's because Colleen seems like she confides in her fans. She knows Cody is a fan, so she's willing to confide in her, and Cody, out of respect, is not going to show their messages or show the proof that she has, which is very loyal. It's very nice of her, and it is the reason why Colleen told her things that she cannot share publicly. To me, that does kind of prove a little bit of the things that Adam has said, that Colleen confides in him, or did confide in him, that she is willing to confide in fans. But I do think she should just come out and say, this is being dealt with privately, to save her image, because every single thing she's been tweeting, there's negative comments saying, why are you ignoring this? Is not a good look. I don't dislike Colleen, and I don't think that she deserves hate if she's trying to be nice and deal with this privately, because that is very mature and very unlike a lot of other people that have drama and deal with it on camera. If she's going to discredit Adam behind the scenes and not publicly, or have Corey discredit Adam behind the scenes for her, I don't know, you might as well just come out and say your reasons. Something just doesn't feel right about this, but who knows? I just think this is very confusing for a lot of people that view Colleen as an unproblematic YouTuber, when all of a sudden this stuff is coming out, and it's kind of confusing. I'm like, I really don't know who she is anymore, hearing about how she is behind the scenes and seeing her act a certain way on videos, knowing this stuff is going on behind the scenes. I don't know. I think Adam was just hurt when he made his video, and I understand that. Realizing someone isn't truly a friend and maybe just an internet friend really does sting. Colleen should maybe be careful with the way that she talks to fans in the future, because she really did, by giving personal details about her life, probably made him feel like they were much closer than she actually felt that they were. But I don't know. This is messy. Don't hire fans to work for you. That's a mess waiting to happen. Don't tell young fans about your personal life. Just be nice to your fans. Don't talk bad about your fans in group chats. Don't make your friends talk bad about your fans in group chats. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm very curious. I want to have an open discussion with you guys about this whole situation down below. That's pretty much all I have to say. That's all the stuff that I know about. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.